Tasha. Oh, it was a little delay. Sorry. It's Tasha G, the Transformation Guide. And what I do is I unapologetically share my journey of being an overwhelmed, recovering, people pleasing mom who is working to teach people how to treat me. And I want to be able to help you in the process of this. Okay. So today I decided to give you a little tutorial because I know we're going into the holiday season and I know a lot of you are dealing with family and friends that you kind of don't want to see. And honestly, I think you need to really, really consider protecting your peace and your energy before you start going over to everybody's house and choosing to cook and clean and watch babies and stuff. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't want to do it, that's okay too, because your peace and energy comes first, okay? So let me turn this camera. Is it going to let me turn it? I don't want this to be backwards for y'all. Okay, I see it now. I'm going to turn the camera because I actually wrote on the board. Y'all come on in and share this with 3 people that you know need to hear it. I'm going to give y'all a little spot right here. And it's crazy because this was supposed to be a practice video, but I see it came up and it's okay. So the theme for today is when you know better, you do better. I'm going to come on this side. When you know better, you do better. That should be your theme for life, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of people giving excuses. Like, for example, for me, people have been giving my parents excuses. Oh, they didn't know any better. They would have done better. They try to give my grandmother excuses. Oh, she didn't know how to love. She would have did better. And I even got to speak to my grandmother before she passed, and she did tell me if I knew better, I would have done better, and I didn't know any better. But the buck stops here. That cannot be the excuse. And I don't want my children going through something like that where as they get older and they're traumatized from the way that I treated them, they're like, oh, well, she didn't know any better. I know better. And it may be uncomfortable for me to change. But at the end of the day, I have to think about what I want. Do I want to just be right? Or do I want to love and support my family and grow into my role of being the generational curse breaker, all right? If y'all are putting stuff in the comments, I can't see it now. Once I go through this, it's going to be quick. And then I'll come and look at the comments. So if y'all have any questions or anything you want to drop while I'm doing this, just share it and I'm going to get to you, okay? Like I said, the theme is when you know better, you do better, all right? A lot of us need to work on your emotions, all right? Stop playing. You know you need to work on your emotions. If you did not see the video I put up earlier today of the lady at the gas station losing her shit on the guy that was just trying to tell her, you came close to hitting me, she wouldn't let him talk. Look at that video. See if you have any traits or qualities that that lady is sharing in that video, okay? Because I know the old me had that, where I didn't let nobody talk, because finally when I felt like I was being heard, I would just let out everything I've been holding in. And unfortunately, when you are a recovering people pleaser, you are battling through that. You're so used to not being seen or heard. And that is very important to us, especially as women. You know, we want people to see us and hear us and actually want to support us in what we're doing. So when you don't feel seen or heard, the guard goes up. And what happens next is you are defensive all the time. Everybody is wrong and you're just trying to explain yourself to be right. But that anger that takes over from not being seen or heard for so long is what really does you in, okay? So now, we got to do better emotionally, all right? And this is how you're going to know better, because you're going to stick with me and I'm going to guide you, okay? I'm going to give you resources and everything so you'll be able to do the research on your own and get yourself out of this rut of feeling emotionally stuck and sad and depressed and upset and you don't know what's wrong, okay? Become aware of your own feelings and boundaries. I know y'all see this word with me a lot, boundaries. All right, the way that you know boundaries, this is a quick explanation. Boundaries are where your responsibility for other people end and their responsibility for themselves begin. It is where your responsibility to yourself begins and your responsibility for others ends, okay? You have to set boundaries. Some of y'all are right now upset because you got to take a turkey or two over to somebody's house to cook, or you got to make some greens, or you got to do something that you're like, I got myself into this and I got to spend a lot of money and a lot of time to do this, and I really don't want to. You should have set a boundary. Were you asked to do it, or did you volunteer to do it? Did somebody say, oh, I'm having something at my house. Oh, I could bring the turkey. Just because you're so used to volunteering. That is something that people pleasers have to work on. Let me write that here. People pleasing is linked to you volunteering volunteering yourself and it's not something that you want to continue to do because it burns you out, it makes you have an attitude with other people because you overextend yourself. People pleasers like to volunteer. So this is a gem for you. Before you volunteer, I'm going to tell you this. If you already got your ass in it for Thanksgiving, at this point, you probably got to keep going. That's your call. You're in control. But before you continue to volunteer, wait 5 seconds and allow somebody to ask you if they need something. That will change your life. I'm telling you, I've done it. And when I've done it, I'm like, wow, I would have volunteered to do this, but the person didn't even ask me. That's me thinking that somebody needs my help because that's my trauma from childhood speaking, just wanting to be seen. So I'm like, let me at least help because if I'm helping, I'm seen and maybe I'll get a good job. Oh, I'm so glad you were here. Okay? So now, you have to work on becoming aware of your own feelings and boundaries. Listen to your gut, all right? If your gut is telling you that something is not right or you just don't feel like doing it, it's okay to listen. No is a complete sentence. People who've been rocking with me for a minute, y'all already know. No is a complete sentence. I'll make sure I take a picture of this too and I'll put it in my stories because I don't know if y'all can see all the way over here. But this is what we rocking with up into the new year. No is a complete sentence. Please remember that, okay? Now next, understand you can control your reactions, but not others' actions, okay? For the people pleasers out there, or if you're on the fence and like, I don't know if I'm a people pleaser. I want you to think about why you do things. Are you doing things to get people to give you credit? And then you think that in turn is getting you to control the way that the situation is going? Or are you doing it out of the kindness of your heart? That's a question for you to answer. I know that I have people pleasing tendencies. So now that I'm aware, I watch myself and I say, dang, am I volunteering or am I doing this because I really want to do it? And I know deep down I really am a nice person that likes to do for people. But when I overextend myself, I'm picking up stuff, I'm staying up late, I'm working on stuff, I promise this person I will help them, that's too much. Because that's me trying to control the situation because I have my hand in so many pots. If that sounds familiar, I want you to put a 1 in the chat because I'm going to come over there and look, okay? So when you do these two things, you become aware of your own feelings and boundaries, and then you understand you can control your reactions and not others' actions. This will create a domino effect in your life, okay? And by domino effect, I mean that once you become aware of who you are emotionally, you're going to inventory your circle of people that you're around, and some people may fall out. You may inventory your relationship that you're in to see if the person is really with you because they're there for you and they love you and care about you and they're not using you. You will also look to your relationship with your children to see if you've really been treating them good or if you've been treating them like they're actually a burden and giving them what you got. Big difference, okay? What's going to happen? This is a warning. Growth and change will happen. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to happen because that is part of the process. We as humans are not meant to stay stuck in being in a certain way. There's change happening all the time. It's either you're going to roll with it or you're going to complain because you feel like you're not in control and there are things that you don't want happening. I want you to understand that in you working on your emotions and getting to know better so you can do better, you're actually taking your power back. And I can help you with that because I have the Rage Page 21-day challenge starting December 1st. And that's what we work on, making you be able to do better because you know better. I help you become aware with your emotions. I help you become aware mentally the way that you do things because yelling at your kids ain't going to make them do everything. You can get more power and more done with respect and not fear. Okay, some of y'all out there probably got yelled at a lot when you were kids, so you just do it because you're just so used to it being done. You want to now be the bully because you were bullied. That has to stop, okay? So for 21 days, you have my ear. I'm texting you. I'm sending you articles. I've made a workbook that you will actually get so you'll be able to work through. I am checking on you daily to make sure you're actually doing the work, Okay, and you get to meet with me 3 times. That's every week, so I can check your progress and see where you may be stuck at. It's gonna be scary because you're gonna have to look inside yourself and say, I'm starting to realize now I do sound like my mother. I do sound like my grandmother. I do sound like my aunt. I realize that I'm doing the things that I didn't like when I was a child to my family, and I don't know how to stop. And that's okay. Being aware is the first step in the right direction. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to check and see what y'all have been saying. Let's see. Let me go down. Good morning. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to do a screenshot so I get y'all the board. And I'm going to put this in my stories. Let me turn this around as well. It's going to turn. There we go. Good morning. Yeah, so I want you to just be aware that you're not alone. Like, so many of us feel like life has beat us up to the point where we want it to end. But it's not that you want life to end. You just want the pain to end. You want the fear to end. You want the uncertainty to end. And you don't know how to do that. And more importantly, you don't know how to express that to others because you feel like you're embarrassed or ashamed that you feel this way. Most of us who dealt with childhood trauma, whether it was neglect or abuse, feel this way. Like, I'm just tired of being. Like, I don't know what else to do. So I want the pain to end. That doesn't mean you want your life to end. You want the pain of not being seen or heard to end. You want the pain of being a people pleaser who's not fulfilled to end. You want the pain of giving love. Good morning. Hello. You want the pain of giving to end because you're not getting. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I went through this and I had to learn it and I didn't even know God was giving it to me. Okay. He told me, you got to start with yourself. Nobody else is going to come and fulfill these needs that you have. Number one, because they don't know exactly what you need, because you don't even know what you need yet because you haven't looked. And number two, you're not supposed to have outside forces fulfilling you. That's going to be a compliment to what you have going on. Hi, I'm a bad people pleaser. How do I get over being so angry? I don't know where to start. A lot of trauma growing up. Thank you for sharing, Mindy. You can start with working with me. Oh, I didn't pin my comment. I just realized that. I had put my website. You can start by working with me on the Rage Page 21-day challenge. With that challenge, I'm going to help you become aware of where that trauma actually sits, because sometimes we think we know, but it's not what we think. You might think that it's because as a kid you were like the middle child and you had to do a lot for the family, but it might not sit there. It might sit with the fact that you felt like your baby sister was actually your baby, but she doesn't treat you like a mom. It could be that your first boyfriend told you how beautiful you were and he just loved you so much, but then another girl came along and he just left you for her. So it made you feel inadequate. We have to pinpoint where you are stuck emotionally. All right. So I'm going to share here. And with the Rage Page 21-day challenge, I'm so excited about it because this will be the third session. And I've seen the change in people. And this one starts December 1st. And in 21 days, it is scientifically proven that you can create a new habit. So what better habit to create than actually getting out of your own way and showing people how to love you? Hi, Aphrodite. It's amazing that I'm at this place that I'm at right now, because I remember when I wanted to end it all. And it wasn't that I wanted to end my life. I wanted to end the pain that I was in from the childhood emotional neglect. Aphrodite, I need to look at some of your songs so I can make some more reels. I love your song. So I had to look and say, dang, yeah, you really are mad at your parents, and it's okay to be mad. And then I realized it was one-sided. I was only mad at my mother because she was around. I didn't realize that I needed to be mad at, I shouldn't say mad. I needed to be angry with my mother and my father because they both were responsible for me as parents. And to me, it's not an excuse to say that you're not going to be there, because I'm there for my kids. My husband has been through things. He's there for our kids. And it's like, how can one person just change things and say, I want to do different and I want to be better, but you got all this anger bottled up inside? You need tools. You can't go into a garden and plant seeds and you don't have any tools. It doesn't work like that. You can only use your hand but so much, right? So with the 21-day Rage Page Challenge, what I do is I work to give you some of those tools. I have YouTube videos that will make you think that you'll be like, I had no idea. And it's all about being able to build you up. A lot of us don't take time for ourselves. We feel guilty and ashamed when we take time for ourselves, whether it's to get your nails done or to go to a store that you want to go to without anybody else, or to even eat a lunch that we don't want to share. We feel so bad, but that's because we have been put in situations in life where people did not put us first. They made us an option instead of a priority. We don't need to follow them. This is my last gem for today. The people who treated you bad in your life, and Mindy, I want you to think about this hard, okay? The people who have treated you bad in your life, I want you to look at where they are in life, whether they are alive or dead. Look at where they are in life. Do they seem successful? And if they do seem successful on social media, I want you to dig a little deeper. If you get in touch with a cousin or a friend, they can tell you the real. They can let you know if that person is really flourishing. I may not have all the material things in life, but when I say that this is the happiest I've been in my life, it's because I found who I am. I am learning to love her deeply. Like, this is a whole new relationship, and I'm working on treating myself good. I be in my head making sure that I'm not sticking with the negative self-talk and making myself feel horrible. I gotta go. But I'm working on me. And in me working on me, it's strengthening my relationships with the people that are closest to me. Like, it seems like all of the lies and deceit and the fakeness has been taken away. The circle got smaller, but the circle is full with so much more love and trust and honesty and transparency. And that's where you start. So look at those people who screwed you over and got you feeling like a piece of shit and see where they are today. I bet you they are in the same situation where they was treating you bad, or they might be in an even worse situation. And when you start loving on yourself, it's up to you who you share your time with. And that's some of the greatest power in the world. So if you are ready to take your power back, I want you to visit my website, TashaG.com/shop, or you can even DM me, or you can look on my page. One of the pinned comments is the Rage Page Challenge flyer. I only have a couple slots left because I actually work with you one-on-one, and I want to make sure that I give everybody the same value that everybody else got who did the other sessions. So you can grab your slot today. It's holiday time. I'm telling you, y'all are going to fall into those old people pleasing ways, and you're going to be mad at yourself because you didn't think you were strong enough. Oh, thank you, Mindy. You are so strong and so powerful, and you are looking at this video today because you needed to see it. You needed to hear it. I will put the replay up as soon as I can. I have a meeting to get to, but I just wanted to share this today. And thank y'all so much for appreciating me and my content. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.